Hello and welcome back to Venture Starters. Hello. Welcome back. Hello, hello, hello. Tonight is technology night. It's sort of a catch-all. So if you are doing something that involves technology and you want to pitch it, please raise your hand. The way you do that is you look in the reaction button for the hand raise, or you'll see something on your Zoom app that'll say hand raise or raise hand. I don't remember, but please look for that. Get into the queue. That is the only way that you'll be able to speak tonight, is getting in the queue. My guess is we're gonna have a lot of people that want to pitch tonight. So please, if you're even thinking of pitching, get in the queue early. Don't wait till the end of the night. That would be my suggestion. We're still letting a whole bunch of people in. So hold on just a moment and then we'll basically get started. And thank you all for coming out on Wednesday. Last week, Norma and I took the week off because it was our 29th wedding anniversary and we didn't want to work. Thank you. Thank you for the applause, all of you. But it's actually been a pleasure to be married to Norma for 29 years. And I'm hoping that it'll end up being another 29, and you'll all hear next year that it's our 30th, and we're probably going to take a week off for that as well. A lot of great things going on in our community. Oh my God, we're at 120 people plus, and there's a bunch of people in the waiting room still trying to get in. So this is going to be another amazing night for the Venture Starters community. Again, anybody who's arriving, if you're planning on pitching, it would be great if you could, just so that we know who's in the queue, if you could look for the hand raise, and it's a digital hand raise, and please get in the queue now so we can sort of plan out the entire evening's event.
And anyone's mic that's on, please shut it down for us. I've been trying to shut them down, but you guys are coming in so fast I can't reach all the mics at the same time. So please turn off your mic if it's on. Thank you so much.
That is really our only rule. Basically, keep, be on mute the entire event unless you're speaking. And only turn on your mic at the moment that it's time for you to start to speak. We really appreciate it. It helps us, make everything organized. So a couple of quick updates. We are going to be making some changes to the way that we organize registration for our events. Please bear with us as we try and sort of do that while we're also multitasking on a bunch of other things. For those of you who are in the life sciences world, if any of you are going to be attending Bio International in San Diego next week, Norm and I will be there. We would love to meet you in person. Please send an email to mark@venturestarters.com and we'll try and figure out a time that we can meet you. We've already made some appointments with a few folks that have come our way. We're really looking forward to meeting, and there's like 20,000 people that are going to be at Bio International. I just got back from Space Tech Expo. We're going to try and put together a space event later this summer or early fall. It will also include satellite technology. So Devorto, that you're going to hear about here in a few minutes, will also be pitching. That's probably going to be a unicorn event, and we'll probably do 10 companies with 10 minutes each. Pretty excited about the companies I met there that are trying to create a lunar economy. Just fascinating things to think about. Not sure they'll all get there, but it's space is an interesting topic, and we haven't done space yet. If you haven't been to our Venture Starters website in a very long time, all the art is different, and we have our schedule as we know it right now all the way through the end of August. So if you'd like to plan out what you're going to do with Venture Starters, go to our website and see what the latest is, and really appreciate it. Like to introduce everybody that's in the room to Norma November. Say hello, Norma.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for bringing your brilliant brains to share with us what you have going on, because it's very interesting to us, but not only to us, to the investors that are in the room. Thank you, and welcome to the investors. And just know that we are happy to help give you guys a platform to talk about your ideas and to help you possibly get those things funded. So yay. I did want to mention that Mark slightly touched on the registration and what's going on. We have so many people that are pre-registered that it blocks us up from letting other people that are still trying to get in. And some of those pre-registered people don't even show up. So the people that are pre-registered, this is no longer going to be in effect. We are no longer going to allow for pre-registration until we fix the problem we have. We have so many people that are pre-registered, it bottlenecks who can get in. So from now on, until we get a new way to do this, we're going to ask you to register every week because, again, many people can't even get in because there's so many people who have pre-registered and they're not even here. So it makes a problem for the people that actually want to be in the room. So if you don't mind, from now on, you need to go back to registering every week to get in. And it's not a hard process. We do ask a few questions about what you're interested in. And it helps us to also don't send you to an event that you're not interested in. So thank you for letting us do that. And welcome to the show. And let's get started.
Let's definitely get started. Just briefly, though, before we start to bring up our first founder to pitch, I want to just mention a couple other things. The next two events actually start June 12th and 19th. Next week, because Norm and I will be at Bio International, we're not going to be doing an event. Sorry about that. We do love doing every week events, but it's real important that we're there. There's so many important investors that we want to meet. Also, for those of you who are investors, the reason why we're doing the survey is Norm and I feel like for the first time in almost 2 years of doing this, we want to reach out to those of you who are investors and get to know you. I think that actually if we start to get better acquainted, we might be able to do more for the founders that are coming to our events, even though we already know there's been a lot of great success so far here for founders meeting people, but we do want to improve the entire community and the outcomes. Also, starting on June 12th, we are starting an intern program that will feature college students, even a few high school students, and many college graduates. We put up the ad to see who would be interested in our new summer intern program. And we've had hundreds of people already apply, and we're just starting to work our way through that process. But the thing is we're like more, in my opinion, we actually provide young people more information and more of a startup business experience than they will possibly get in a classroom at a university. If they will just come and get involved in our community, they're going to learn the startup language, our culture, the way that it works, how investors get interested, how pitches work. And so part of what Norma and I want to do is also make sure that we're educating the young people who are very aspiring and want to get into the startup world in some way, shape, or form. So you'll start to see more and more information about the intern program. We're also inviting the interns to make themselves available in the event that some of you founders might need an intern to join your organization at this time. So they'll both be interns for the Venture Starters community and our events, but some of them may choose, it's optional, to essentially reach out to some of you founders and offer their particular expertise, whatever they're studying, learning, or maybe they just want to be mentored or, connect with you. Please be patient and also be generous with your time with all of the younger people who will be joining our community this summer. I'm hoping that it's going to turn into a few hundred people and that we're going to make a big difference in the future. So the next two events are life science events. June 12th is going to be a just open pitch night for life science. And then on the 19th, we're going to do another unicorn night. We literally had so many people interested in the last life science unicorn night. I could probably have done 5 unicorn nights, but we're going to pick another group of 10. And this is going to be a new theme for us. We're going to occasionally do 10 companies, 10-minute each. After the life science unicorn event, the next one you'll see in July is climate tech. I'm really hopeful that we'll get some great climate tech, clean tech companies that want to pitch that particular event. If you are interested, you have to send me an email with your deck. I need to see what it is you're going to present because we're going to handpick who's going to be at our unicorn nights. We're also going to, in August, probably every event in August is going to be a unicorn night. So we're going to, sort of gear up for that. August also is our 2-year anniversary as a community. So thank you all for hanging in there with us. This is like a social science experiment. I don't know that we knew what this was going to be, but every day, Norm and I hear from more and more of you that they appreciate our community and they are actually achieving outcomes that are positive as a result of the time that we all volunteer to get together. We also have a great event coming up on June 17th where a gentleman is going to come and pitch us and teach us how to pitch better and pitch to basically create the emotions that will create action. And for those of you who would like to improve on your pitching, please come. It's a Monday, June 17th. I don't want to say that you're all terrible, but at least a portion of you that are founders, we love that you come and practice here. You're more than welcome. But some of you can improve on and get some tips to be even better. Many of you are exceptional, but not everybody. So, come to that event just to learn if you can. And just lastly, for those that might have just gotten into the room, if you do want to pitch tonight, please raise your hand digitally so we'll know how many people are in the queue to pitch. We're going to try and get through everybody if we can, but we are going to cut off the event at a certain point. It will be a maximum of 2-hour event tonight. We're trying very hard to keep to a schedule. And with that said, unless Norma, there's anything else that I've missed, I think it's time for our founders to begin pitching.
Yes, that if you are just coming in the room and you're not familiar with our format, could you please leave your mic off until you are speaking? It makes the person that's speaking able to have the floor and not compete with someone who speaks up. It's also very polite to do it that way. So if you'll keep your mics off until it's your turn, and keep your hand raised until, and the hand raises tends to go down sometimes when you're talking. So you need to keep an eye on your hand raised and put it back up if it goes down. But other than that, really happy to have you all here.
And so we have a 2-minute clock for tonight, and at 90 seconds, you'll hear the first ding, and that means you have 30 seconds left. And then when 2 minutes comes, it's going to go ding, 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 and that means it's time to end. Please abide by the clock. If anybody can pitch faster than 2 minutes and reclaim some time for the audience so we can have more people pitch, thank you very much in advance. We really appreciate it. The first person who's going to pitch tonight is actually an old friend of Norma and I. We haven't seen Kevin Wolf in a long time, but I just want to say Kevin is doing something very innovative with wind technology. And if you happen to be interested in wind, you should actually really look at what this company is doing. It's actually fascinating, has great potential. Kevin, take it away.
Thank you, Mark and Norma. I'm Kevin Wolf. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Wind Harvest. We make turbines that solve a long-standing problem for the wind industry. Traditional turbines can't handle turbulent wind that is close to the ground or created by their neighboring turbine. This wastes a lot of land and wind. Our short wind harvester turbines, as seen in this graphic behind me, will be the first to be able to use the turbulent wind that blows beneath tall turbines and wind farms. They can double or more the electricity produced from that land and infrastructure. With about 18% of wind farms having excellent wind in their understories, the untapped turbulent wind market is worth over $500 billion and should double over the next decade. After years of prototyping, including 2 full-scale turbines, we have the data and validated computer modeling to make a final design that will start sales in 2025. Being first to the market has its advantages. We have 9 new patents pending or granted. These innovations make our turbines simpler to make and install, more efficient, and extremely durable, with a 70-year fatigue life. Our biggest source of net income should come from other companies licensing our patents for their own designs. A $1 trillion untapped market can handle a lot of competition. We are raising $3 million to complete third-party certification with a pair of our turbines at the UL test facility in Texas. With certification in 2025, the value of Wind Harvest should increase significantly. Please contact me for more information. I'll put my email in the chat. I look forward to meeting you. Thanks.
Thank you, Kevin. All right, we're going to move on. Next up is one of my favorites, Justin Selfridge with Devorto.
Hey, Mark. Hey, Norma. Good to see you guys. Appreciate everything you do. My name is Dr. Justin Selfridge, founder and CEO of Devorto, and we are building an aircraft that never has to land. So a solar-powered system that collects enough energy during the day, can run on batteries throughout night, and isn't constrained by fuel. So we're not trying to get people or cargo from point A to point B. The objective is to let a black box sensor payload just live persistently in the stratosphere, providing better capabilities in satellites, but for the cost and logistics of a drone. So DARPA, Tier 1 Aerospace, Google, and Facebook have all been striving for this capability because they know that the stratosphere is going to unlock the data superhighway for the next telecom industry. Now, where they have all fallen short is either uncontrolled balloons or just conventional fixed-wing aircraft. So I'm a former NASA engineer, and my PhD dissertation looked at a specially designed aircraft that is designed to overcome the limitations, the technical limitations for getting a solar-powered flight into the atmosphere. So we've done $475,000 of R&D funded by NASA and the US Air Force. We have a letter of support from a large multi-billion-dollar contractor for getting their payload to the stratosphere. We have 2 customer memorandums from the United States Air Force, which actually feeds into our go-to-market strategy of developing our initial commercial platform specifically for oil and gas pipeline inspection and aerial wildfire monitoring. So right now we have completed our last angel round, delivered our flight demonstrator. We are currently in the middle of our pre-seed raise, looking for $750K worth of funding. We have 630 soft circled and are just looking for another angel or strategic funding partner or 2 to close out the round.
Thank you, Justin. Elon Musk doesn't know that that this is even happening probably, but what Justin is developing is gonna nip at the heels of Starlink and Elon's business in a big way, my opinion. If you want to go after Elon, get a hold of Justin, join me and Norma. We're already involved in this one, and it's a good one to be involved in my opinion. Eli, you're up next.
Hello, Mark. Hello, Norma. Good seeing you again, Mark.
Good to see you.
Everyone knows the importance of online learning. In fact, it's an $87 billion booming industry, and it's expected to continue to grow rapidly in the next 5 years. When it comes to manual jobs, though, online courses and videos are useful to understand concepts, but students and factory workers, mechanics, electricians, technicians of all types, they master tasks by doing, and they become efficient at their jobs through repetitions. They learn through mentorship and coaching also. So Skill to Hire is a hands-on training, management, and coaching SaaS platform that uniquely addresses this need and leverages AI to provide real-time automated coaching to save trainers and teachers a lot of time. We launched the platform earlier in the year. We now have traction with one of the top 10 utility companies, a partnership with a large trailer truck company, a labor union. We have 4 colleges that will be piloting the software in the fall semester. And we have also dealerships and auto repair facilities also using it or evaluating it right now. So we're looking to raise $300,000 to invest in sales and marketing before we raise a much larger round from venture capital at the end of the year. We're also looking for advisors with relevant experience to join us. That's it. Thank you.
Perfect. And I just want to say, if you're a founder and you need help, that was exactly what you should do. If you need advisors, you know, please say it, because we have a room full of super smart people here. And a lot of them don't have their cameras on. They're sitting in the back. And I'm telling you, we have super, super smart people that are part of this community. So if you need that type of help, please at least be smart enough to mention it like Eli just did. Thank you, Eli. Next up is Stephen. Oh, before you, Stephen, you got to put your camera on. Stephen Guilford, if you want to pitch. But for those of you who are brand new, if you've not opened up the chat is where everything happens. And if you want to reach somebody directly, do a direct message. Don't put the question in the entire chat. On the other hand, if you'd like to shower praise on whoever just pitched and you love what they're doing, put that into the main chat that everybody can see. We like cheerleading everybody, but if you have a specific question, comment, do it. Most of the investors are going to do direct messaging. You're not going to see them posting things inside the chat that everybody else sees, just so you know.
And by the way, do not leave as soon as you finish, because people will be trying to reach you in the chat. And if you're gone, they don't get to reach you. So it might be an investor trying to reach you. Just stick around, stay in the chat, and do use DMs to talk to people privately as opposed to talk to everyone. But you can give people compliments as a entry to everyone. But if you want to talk to someone specifically, use the DM and stick around for a little while, just in case somebody wants to talk to you, somebody important to you. Okay. Thanks.
And after you give your founder's pitch, put your information in the chat so people know how to reach you. Also, please raise your hand after you're completed with your founder's pitch. It helps. Stephen, you're up next.
Thank you, Mark. Hello, Norma. Congratulations on your anniversary. A quick update for you. I'm glad to say that AsterianDB finally has its first customer. As you know, we've been bootstrapping this thing for quite some time. And my first customer is in the medical space. And so we're tracking the utilization of personnel in the ER department. He actually pitched maybe about 2 months ago on Venture Starters. And he's super duper happy. The system is already in evaluation mode and should be going live beginning of September. And he has plans to expand beyond just the healthcare system that he works for, taking this thing nationwide. So what AsterianDB is software that basically answers the cybersecurity conundrum by addressing the fundamental problem, and that is the legacy file system, which is technology that's been around for 40, 50 years. And it really is at the root cause of all of our trouble. And so AsterianDB has a unique patented approach to getting around all of that. Our software is built, and so hopefully I'm not breaking protocol here, but we're here looking for customers and any startups that are looking for help in getting their software built. We have an incredible platform that leverages the Oracle database and basically utilizes the Oracle database for just about everything. And so we have an incredibly simplified and streamlined technology stack that is much more cost effective in the long run. And so I'll leave my information in the chat. And thank you for hosting all of this, Mark. And like I said, I got over a big hurdle, and now the next thing is making sure that your first customer is very happy, and he is, and I'm feeling good about it. Thank you.
That is so awesome, because the whole idea behind Venture Starters is to get everybody unstuck. And this is an example of how we helped you get unstuck. And I'm so grateful that you brought this to our attention. Thank you, Stephen. Up next is Herrick Erickson.
Hey, thank you so much for taking the time to watch my pitch. My name is Herrick. I'm the founder of Heaviside Entertainment. We're based out of Austin, Texas, and we're making a game called Deck Force. Deck Force is a combination of Marvel Snap and Blade Runner the movie, as well as Slay the Spire. Our studio has 6 members with a combined total of 134 years of experience in the game industry. We're formed out of the layoffs that happened in the game industry most recently, and so we have an exceptional amount of experience in our team. Our core game pillars are player choice, procedural generation, collectability, and comic book style. The game is a roguelite RPG deck builder with 4 heroes, and each one will have 75 card decks. The reason why we chose a deck builder specifically is in 2019, roguelite deck builders were one of the made the most per game in sales of any genre on Steam to date, and there were not very many released. So there's a big opportunity in the space right now to make an exceptional roguelite deck builder by an exceptional team that we currently have right now. We're currently looking for pre-seed angel investment of up to $250,000 in safe notes. We're looking to have our playable prototype ready by Q3 of 2024, a publishing deal secured by Q3 to Q4 of 2024, and then to have development beginning in Q4 of 2024 with a release in Q2 of 2026. That's it for me.
How are you going to sell the cards themselves?
So the game, it's just a game. You sell it on Steam, which is a marketplace. So you go on Steam, you buy the game, it's one and done.
Got it.
The
It's
same
all
as if you
there.
were to go to HEB and buy a pack of bread, but the difference is it's software, and so you just go and buy it. So that's it.
Okay. I used to own a manufacturing company for cards, Major League Baseball and others. I'd be interested in seeing your deck. We used to own the Donruss Leaf Trading Card Company back in the day.
Yeah, I have a deck ready to go.
I'm curious about what the art looks like. Anyways, it looks fun, and I have to move us along. But thank you for the pitch. It was fun to hear. Up next is Nilsu. I'm sorry if I mispronounced.
That's okay. It's my first time here. It's great to meet everyone. I'm Nilsu, the co-founder of Wiser. Wiser is an AI-powered learning solution for employees and teams. What we do is we provide employees with expert curated and personalized content for upskilling them in the areas they're in and aligning with organizational goals. We work with a lot of LMSs. So if your company has LinkedIn Learner, Coursera, we really plug in. Make sure that you get best expert curated external resources as well as your company's own knowledge management system. We have 100,000 users, 50,000 being monthly active. We've been around for 2.5 years. We're currently raising a seed round of 1 million, and I've secured 750, with it being a VC and equity-free government grants. I'm based out of London, and we're actually doing a CrowdCube fundraise, which I will also send a link on. If anyone would be interested, please let me know. And I'm coming to Draper University this summer. It will be my first time in California from London, so I'm really open to meeting anyone. I'll put my contact details. Sadly, I won't be able to stay for the long session as it's 12:30 in London. But I'm super happy Keith referred me here, and I love the spirit. It's great to meet everyone.
Well, thank you for coming, and it's great that you're a newbie, and it actually sounds really impressive. I have to say what you're working on. If you have a chance to send a deck to me, just out of curiosity, mark@venturestarters.com. I'd like to see it. And anybody who has a deck that you want me to take a look at, I may not get back to you quickly, but I do love looking at everybody's deck. Up
And
next.
Mark, I wanted to say that a few of your interns are here in the audience.
Oh, great.
And very happy and welcome. And I'm very happy to see you guys here. We have some student interns that Mark can tell you more about, but a few of them are here. And thanks for attending, guys, and checking us out.
Yeah, thank you. We're hoping you'll stick with it and help us build the community. Wally, you're up next. Sorry if I mispronounced your name.
For professionals attending in-person networking events, the friction starts when they leave. Crappy follow-up. Why? Not enough time, not a good system, and not knowing what to say leads to money being left on the table. Well, imagine eliminating that friction by automating follow-up messages, consolidating contacts, and gathering key information to enable professionals to build relationships and unlock opportunities. This is the mission of Follow Up Now. My name is Wally Sharif, founder, and our vision is to help business professionals build, maintain, and monetize their professional networks. Over 30 million professionals attend networking events, and that's a lot of fish. And we can capture over 1 million subscribers in the first 5 years to get to over $50 million per year. Because they're in one big pond where they're networking, where we will partner with networking organizations to get our tool to its members. Our B2B SaaS model is an affordable option to costly closed networking groups, and our AI-powered platform connects professionals, identifies referral opportunities, and compensates professionals for their referrals. CRMs and referral groups are our main competitors. CRMs focus on leads. We help generate referrals. And current referral groups like our AI-powered technology and monetization platform. Our traction includes an LOI, a network event organizer, 161 professionals in our database, and a wait list of 50 potential customers. We're looking to raise $250K to refine our tech, expand our team, and market the product. So join us as we blend face-to-face interaction and AI-powered technology to reimagine professional networking. Because your network is your net worth. Fortune is in the follow-up. Follow up now.
All right, that was actually a really great pitch. I mean, it
really
was
was.
probably a memorized pitch, but it was really impressive and good. Nice to have you. Actually, I'd like to learn more as to what you could do for the Venture Starters community. So, reach out to me so we can get a one-on-one Zoom so I can learn more about that. Thanks so much.
That's
I will
great.
do.
Len would also be interested in
Very
learning about this for his community as well. Len is an amazing guy, and he is up next. You're on mute if you can find the unmute.
Got it.
There we go.
Hi, my name is Len Bland. My company's Nanogas Environmental. We clean dirty water with tiny bubbles. We know how important water is around the world. We need it. It's our most precious resource that we need to survive. Yet we lose more every day. There's only a certain amount of fresh water in the world. We've got drought conditions. We've got flooding conditions that are destroying our fresh water. You wouldn't believe some of the water that comes out of the oil industry. They use 500 billion gallons of fresh water every year. And yet they don't really need it because they pump 4.5 trillion gallons of fresh water out of the ground every year. And if they could just clean that up and reuse it, they wouldn't need any fresh water. What do they do instead? They pump it back down into the ground and it's causing earthquakes. So what we do is we clean up that water. We're able to recover all the oil, making it valuable for the oil industry to take advantage of us. We just finished helping an oil company enhance the oil production of its wells using nothing but nitrogen from the air. They got a 50% increase in their oil production from their wells, again, using water that could be reused. I was a co-founder in Patricorp. They do back office processing for insurance agencies and brokerages. I sold off my investment for 600 times what I was doing. We've got amazing traction. We signed in $1 million licensing agreement for agriculture. We've got 16 issued patents, and we can be worth $1 billion in 5 years if we just get 335 5,000 barrel per day machines into production by the end of 5 years. We'd love it if you join us. We'd love it if you want to talk about it, if you're from the oil industry. And one more thing. We clean up dirty wastewater too, and you can see that in the upper right.
All right. Len is a really smart guy. I've gotten a chance to get to know him, and he's also co-produced events with us here through the Chicago Business Network collaboration with Venture Starters. So Len, thank you for doing that for us. And if anybody's interested, reach out to Len. Tim, you're up next.
Well, hello, Mark. Hello, Norma. Hello, Venture Starters. Good to be here again. My name is Tim Griggs. I'm the CEO and founder of TGS Financial System. It's a fintech application that will prepare users for the home ownership journey. So I've bootstrapped this to over 500,000. We're in the app stores. We brought in AI to expand on our development. We are seeking $3 million, and we're just about to rebrand. And I'm pretty excited about what we're going to rebrand to. So TGS is going to be rebranded to, I'm going to go ahead and announce it here, to Crib Save Up. So our target market is millennials, Gen Z. So we want to make it really fun for them. So it's cribsaveup.ai. So we kind of have this little jingle here. You got a crib save up. You need to crib save up. You want a crib save up. You got a crib save up. So we want to get that really into the marketplace where the users can really, so it can touch their emotion about crib save up. I've actually have a whole jingle here, but I don't want to waste the time to do that. But anyway, so we want to really make that really catchy for the millennial Gen Z. So, and we've got some choreography that's being developed and to make it more entertaining, but it's all about them managing their finances. That's what this is all about. It's getting them on board and preparing them for home ownership, because home ownership is out of reach. It's in their minds of the millennials and Gen Z. that home ownership is out of reach. So that's the market we're going after. So anyway, that's it, man. I just wanted to update you guys on this. I love you guys. Love you, Mark and Norma and the Venture Starter team. I've been here for a while, but anyway, that's what we're looking for. Looking for investors. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks for the entertainment, and we wish you the best, and keep giving us updates, Tim. Thanks so much. We're going to move on. Dave Millman, you're up next.
Hi, everyone. I'm a 40-year technology sales veteran, and now I'm an angel investor, and I also help B2B startups meet customers and grow sales. So my contribution to this community is to provide free sales strategy sessions to B2B startup founders. I've worked with accelerators and incubators all over the world, and this is my passion. Okay, let's work together to figure out how to find your first customers. My information's in the chat, and I'll give up my second minute to the next great entrepreneur.
No, thank you very much. But you actually bring up a point which I just want to reemphasize, especially to the newer founders that are in the audience. Investors would like to see a pathway to sales and revenues. We don't want to just see decks and or pitches that are a pathway to expenses and covering your monthly nut. You know, when you say we need this amount of money for our runway, that doesn't get us excited. If you say we need this much money to gross $5 million with $2 million net profit at the end, and oh, by the way, it's going to cost us $1.5 million to get there, then all of a sudden it makes sense to us. Just FYI, I'm giving one person's opinion. But anyways, let's move on. Walter, you're up next.
Thank you. Hello, Mark and Norman and the whole community. Norma, by the way, my middle name is Norman because of Norma. That was my grandma. I forgot to tell you that the other day. Well, first of all, we have an answer to the conversation we had last week. Actually, we hired a CFO thanks to the recommendations and advice of Mark that tells us how to create an investment fund. And the way we're going to create the investment funds to help our companies, and we want to share with the community of venture startups, is through an existing investment fund for entrepreneurship. And what we'll do is to pay them a fee to be part of their investment fund. Which one it is now, I don't know, because I leave it up to the new financial officer. So, but that's the answer for the question that we had last Wednesday with Mark and Norma. So we figured out how to create the investment fund. My name is Walter Moss. I'm a CEO and founder and inventor of different ventures. They're from Smart Walls to Urbana Systems and Lab Habitat and AltaVista AI. We have created our own team for AI development. We have a world engineering team. We have a team now that is up to 38 people, I believe, going to be 43 by next week. And hopefully in a few more weeks, we are going to be self-funded because like it was said here, we are on a path of sales and to generate our own revenues. I'm going to leave information in the chat because there's too many things going on. And I thank you again, Mark and Norma, and congratulations for your 29 years anniversary. Yay! And thank you, Walter. For what you're doing.
Thank you, Walter. All right. Yeah, meet Walter in the chat. Up next is Rod, who's going to talk about wildfire mitigation. And I just want everybody to know, Norma and I are really trying to figure out if we can somehow help solve wildfire problems. It's one of the reasons why we're very passionate about Devorto, because they have the system to be able to keep an eye on, fires from the sky and do fast alert. Rod has great technology too. Take it away, Rod.
Mark and Norma, thank you so much for all that you do for the entrepreneurial community, and thank you for allowing me to pitch here in Venture Starters. Our world, like Mark mentioned, has a problem, and that is that climate change is making natural disasters bigger, more frequent, and more deadly. The solution to this problem is to allow wildland firefighters and other all-hazards first responders the ability to communicate better, gain better scene situational awareness, and be able to make tactical decisions on the fly. First responders today still use paper maps, compasses, and two-way radios. The solution for this is the device my company Rogo is making called a drop block. Drop blocks use triple redundant communications means to connect wildland firefighters and other first responders in austere areas that do not have any cell phone service. We can provide tactical communications and scene situational awareness anywhere, and we can mitigate disasters faster and help save more lives. Our market is large. The disaster communications market is an $8 billion market in North America, and in military and civilian applications for the same technology make our reach even farther. Our ask is a $500,000 convertible note, and I'll put my contact information in the chat. I'm always happy to discuss Rogo's technology, IP, traction, more with you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Rod. Please support this. I mean, people don't realize how big wildfire, the cost is to not just people, but governments, insurance companies. I hate to say it's a growth industry, but unfortunately it is right now. We need to figure out ways to mitigate if we can. Thanks, Rod, for trying, and appreciate you being here. Peter, you're up next. Peter Trapp.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad I don't have to come with a company jingle tonight. I was not ready for that. So happy about that. And thanks for having me. This is my first time to Venture Starters. I appreciate being here. We are a biotech company. I'll be back on the life sciences evening to present again, and look forward to that, and hopefully the unicorn evening as well. We are developing a platform of topical therapeutic drugs for skin cancer. So skin cancer is the #1 cancer in the Western world. If you live to be 70 years old, 1 in 5 people will get skin cancer. It is a very prevalent disease, unfortunately, and it's reached epidemic levels. There are not enough dermatologists in the world. Primary care physicians are not really equipped with the proper training to diagnose and treat skin cancer or pre-cancer. And there's been very, very little innovation in the world of dermatology in the last 40 or 50 years, surprisingly. And so many people are getting it. It's a pretty big problem. What we're doing is we built a company that is repurposing existing known drugs and taking them through the process of creating novel compounds, protecting them with patents, bringing them through the FDA process. And then it is our plan inside of 4 years to bring 3 drugs into the big pharma realm and exit to a strategic partner at that point, which is very, very common for biotech companies like ours. I know everyone says they have the greatest team, the world-class team. We really, truly have an amazing team of folks, scientists, oncologists, and medical doctors. We have collectively brought 125 drugs through the FDA process, one of the very trickiest things to do in biotech, and we're going to do it again here with skin cancer. We're raising $10 million, $1 million raised so far on a safe note in just the last 30 days. Thank you for your time.
Are you going to Bio International?
Yes, I will be there next week, and I will come and find you.
Could you make sure you email me so that I can get you on the calendar? Like, we've been trying to find a solution for skin cancer. Norm and I are interested in this topic. So send me an email, mark@venturestarters.com. That way we for sure meet up. Thank you for the pitch.
Also, Peter, if you will put your information in the chat as far as your LinkedIn information, I'd like to link up with you also. So very happy to hear you working on this major problem.
Yeah, I'm glad you're working on it. Yay.
We have a mutual friend also, Cynthia Mitchell, and we're going to reach out to you as well through.
Oh, great.
Okay, fantastic. All right, let's move on. We have so many people that still want to pitch. We want to hear from everybody if possible. Bill James, you're next.
Okay, Bill James with JPods. And if you think of the internet as a distributed collaborative computer network that moves data packets, my patent is on the use of distributed collaborative computer networks to move physical packets. So you get in one of these little pods, everything that Tesla's doing with the Boring Company or Uber, but on our own grade separated guideways. And then solar collectors over the top of the guideways gather the energy to power it. So we're a bunch of ex-military guys that invented this because we were tired of fighting oil wars. And when we grade separate and suspend the vehicle, 95% of the costs of urban transportation go away. So we have a funded contract, and we're building in Iraq. Last time we were in Iraq, everybody was carrying guns. Now we're building a sustainable economy. We have Dallas-Fort Worth has approved that we can start building. What we're looking for is somewhere between $5 to $20 million to build a certified guideway in the US. We have talked with the Department of Energy loan program, and they are interested in giving us $400 to $800 million to build out the guideways and the supply chains once we have a certified guideway. We also have software that lets anybody design these networks for their community. So if you're interested in doing this as a partner, we have a way of sharing equity. You can design the networks. So we're going to do just like the internet. We're creating an army of 16-year-old hackers that are designing these sustainable transportation networks for their cities. And we've got the robotics, we've got the software, we've got the engineers, and we've got the team. Like Charlie Fletcher was the commanding general of the Army's Transportation Command. We're a bunch of nuke engineers. So we're very interested in forming alliances.
Okay. Bill, put your information in the chat. It's futuristic and very intriguing. I hope that you can get it up and running. We're going to move on. Next up is Daniel.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Mark. Hello, Norma. It's great to be here. My name is Daniel Uyo, and tonight I'd like to paint you a picture. Imagine planning an event, be it your kid's birthday, a friend's wedding, or a tech conference with just a few clicks. No endless comms, no extra tabs, just pure joy. This is what we're bringing to the tip of your fingers with Rendezview. At Rendezview, we are on a mission to empower everyone to be an exceptional host, providing tools from robust Gen AI tools to task management tools and planning tools, vendors and venues needed to plan any event on one platform, transforming your event from overwhelming to overjoyed and allowing you as the host to have as much fun as your guest. So what is my ask today? Today, I am seeking $250,000 in pre-seed funding to enhance our platform and expand our team. This investment will help us refine our MVP, extend our market research, and ensure that we are operating with excellence. But most importantly, it will allow us to make Rendezview the go-to solution for all event planning needs, both professional or otherwise. So join us today as we redefine what it means to be a host and what it means to celebrate. Invest in Rendezview, and let's get this party started. Thank you.
Get this party started is clever. Daniel, I thought your pitch, and you sounded very articulate. Everything about it was good, except that the lighting. And I'm sorry, I'm going to make you an example. For those of you who are pitching, when the lighting behind you is brighter than the lighting on your face, we don't see you. We see the lighting on your wall. And so, you know, you might want to at least just consider the next time you come and pitch, because you did such a good job, you know, just maybe turn up the light on your face a little bit more. But thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being a good sport at letting me make you an example of that. Up next is Tom, who has something that both Norma and I are intrigued by. And actually, I believe I'm meeting you, Tom, one-on-one in a few days. So let's see your dog.
He looks adorable.
Oh, thank you so much, and happy anniversary, Norma and Mark. I'm Tom Stevens. I'm CEO and co-founder of Tombot, and this is our robotic puppy, Jenny. Tombot puppies will be the first to be both FDA medical devices and remote safety and health monitoring platforms. Our go-to-market user is a senior with dementia.
Look at this, Teresa.
This is very
Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. We got an open mic we need to cover somewhere. Hold on. Everybody needs to be not, let's see. Who's
It's done. It's done.
It's done? Okay, yeah. Sorry about that. I just want to make sure everybody is on mute except for who's speaking. Go ahead. Tom, apologize.
No problem. Our go-to-market user is a senior with dementia. This is a very well-researched area with over 150 peer-reviewed studies to date. Research shows that when seniors with dementia can form robust emotional attachments to robotic animals, Those seniors see significant reductions in the behavioral and psychological symptoms of dementia and a corresponding reduction in need for dangerous psychotropic medications. The problem is very few seniors care for the existing robotic animal technologies. Our mission became to design a better emotional attachment object. We conducted multiple rounds of customer studies with over 700 seniors with dementia. We learned that seniors have a very strong preference for realism. We teamed up with Jim Henson's Creature Shop for our artistic design, and together we're building the world's most realistic robotic animals, scientifically designed to stimulate emotional attachment. And then once in place, we become a unique platform for monitoring those seniors for safety and health. We are both a B2C and B2B company with recurring revenue business models. We'll be in beta testing this fall with first customer shipments next year. We have an existing backlog of more than 6,600 pre-order and waitlist customers, including more than 200 B2B customers, such as hospitals, skilled nursing, and memory care facilities. My two Tombot co-founders and I built a prior startup into one of the world's largest litigation automation companies. We were successfully acquired in 2011. We are currently a team of 21 employees and contract engineers. We have raised over $10 million to date. We're raising another $900,000 to begin production to fulfill our existing $10 million backlog of pre-order and waitlist customers. Thank you.
I love this one.
I know. Can I speak first, Mark? Tom, I love your idea, and I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. I have questions. First of all, it's adorable. It looks cute. And I want to know, first, there are people like myself who have allergies to certain pet dander. So it's a good idea. I think it's really great. Does the pet make sounds? Can it, I mean, if you wanted a dog to bark, if somebody was at the door, would it bark? Does it have any sound?
So think lapdog. Anything that a lapdog can do, our puppy will be able to do. So she's modeled after an 8 to 10 week old Labrador Retriever puppy. She makes all the common noises such as barking, whining, howling, sniffing, yawning, snoring. She's covered with sensors so she can feel how and where she's touched. She has microphones. She has accelerators and gyros so she knows if she's being moved. And our IP is around sensing what that input means and then exhibiting a behavior that's appropriate to that context. Yeah.
So she doesn't move herself, or do you have to move her?
So she has 5 mechanical subsystems, but she doesn't walk. Anything on the ground presents a dangerous fall risk for seniors with dementia. So never on the ground, but our product roadmap will feature products for more cognitively healthy people, including coming up with a product that people can take out for walks, go play fetch at the park, stimulate physical activity and social engagement.
I also see this as a very good thing for a child who has disabilities and the parents are afraid of a dog being near them, so they could help this child to interact and have a social. How about charging it? How does it get charged?
So think smartphone that moves, similar processor, similar battery life. She's designed to last all day on a single charge and then be plug-in rechargeable overnight. We'll offer a bed like she's situated on here as an optional accessory. When she's placed on it, she'll wirelessly recharge. And about 30% of our pre-order and waitlist customers are for children with autism, adolescents with severe anxiety, depression, suicide risk, adults with PTSD, bipolar schizophrenia, and adults and seniors who live alone and are at risk of social isolation and severe loneliness.
Okay, and I have one more question. I don't know if you said it, I might have missed it. Have you tested her with other humans and see, what disabilities or Alzheimer's or something like that? Have you tested her yet?
So testing with over 700 seniors with dementia. We're very much a data-driven company, so we have not done formal research on any other customer types. Our go-to-market customer is a senior with dementia, for which we have about a $10 million backlog existing.
Okay.
We're gonna have to move on, Norma. I understand your interest.
It's a great
Robotics is coming, and this one is fun. There's a lot of scarier robotics that we've looked at, but this one is just warm and fuzzy, as you can see. Let's move on.
Put your information in the chat, Tom, so people can find you.
Yeah, we like it. Ralph, you're up next.
Yeah, thank you. Hello, everyone. Hello, Mark. Hello, Norma. This is my first time here in this chat. In Germany, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm sitting right now in Munich. Munich is the south of Germany, near Switzerland and Austria. I'm a physicist and electronics engineer, and I developed the world's first rapid electronic sunglasses. Well, this is a very simple description. It's actually more complex. It's a vision enhancement system for day and night. It looks like this. It comes as a pair of electronic glasses or smart glasses. And since you're Americans, you love superheroes, right? Like Superman. So I would like to give you this example. With these glasses, you can see through a wall of fire whether there are casualties behind it. So you get basically X-ray vision. And this is really unique. And yeah, so that is one feature. However, the main feature is that we developed an artificial iris. So what the glasses do is basically the moment you look into the sun, they become dark and vice versa. But it's not like welding shields. It's not similar. We have 65,000 gray values, so the full gray gamut, and this means that the illumination at the human iris is always constant. Think of your cruise control on your car. You put it on 80 miles per hour, and it will stay there. And the same is what we do with light. So it's basically a transhuman or human enhancement technology. We have an artificial iris, and now you can imagine the benefits. Migraine patients, light-sensitive migraine patients, 3% of the world are suffering. They get very painful attacks. And let me close this with a summary of 4 points. First, we have everything patented, no competition. Customers are willing to pay any price, and we are looking for partners and investors on the website knollcapitalgroup.com. I put it into the link.
Wow, a couple of things to be wowed about. One, you're coming from a long distance. Thank you very much. I'm curious even how you found out about us. Being up at 2 a.m. Thank you so very much. I've never heard of a pitch like this before, so I would be very interested in learning more. I had like a half a dozen ideas as to what to do with your technology that was different than what you had even pitched, but I'm curious to learn more. And I'm sure there's other in our audience that will also be interested. Send me your deck if you can, and then please put your information in the chat. If you're not going to stay till the end of the program because it's so late, make sure your email is in the chat so people can at least email you, and at regular business hours you can get connected. And thank you very much for coming.
And by the way,
thank you. And if I can mention this very quickly, everything is public, so you can even download the pitch deck. You just have to go to Knoll, it's spelled Knoll, capitalgroup.com. You will find everything.
All right, that's great for everybody.
And everyone, put your LinkedIn link in there too, because that's the way most of us businesses communicate with.
I will.
Put your LinkedIn link.
All right, that was great. Thank you for that. Inspiring and new. Jim Mulford, you're up next.
All right, thanks, Mark and Norma. Pleasure to be here. Congratulations on 29 years. I'm coming up on 48 with my wife, and every year's been a blessing. So that's just wonderful. So I'm Jim Mulford, CEO of Acquire Exchange. Our team has developed, tested, and piloted a platform for the real-time issuance and redemption of cash offers and rewards across multiple markets. We're currently introducing this platform to the video gaming market. Yeah, I don't look like a gamer, I understand that. But it's called Sweepify, the first sweepstakes engine that converts existing game tournaments to challenges for games with cash prizes and rewards. Our offering provides a scalable solution for a major problem in the gaming industry: declining revenues due to low gamer retention and monetization. Within casual games, 2023 revenue has, on average, declined 18 to 36%. Social media ads, soft rewards, and game upgrades are not having the desired impact to reverse this decline. So our competitive advantages include our well-tested and scalable IP, an experienced team of seasoned executives with prior successful exits, a solution that delivers results to any game in the industry with minimal integration and setup, and a growing list of game owners ready to apply Sweepify to their existing games. We're currently closing a $500,000 Reg D 506B pre-seed offering for accredited investors. A portion of this round is already funded, and we expect to close this last credited round by the end of June. This funding is being applied now to launch our gaming market MVP with 3 existing games and to prepare for rapid scale. Our $2 million price seed round later this year will rapid growth. 6 early-stage funds have already expressed interest in the seed round post-MVP launch. Thank you. I'll leave my contact information and reach out to me if you're interested.
Jim, we're going to be having a night that involves gaming pitches later. I think it's end of June. You may want to come back and mingle with a bunch of gaming folks. We do have a lot of folks in our community that are focused on gaming, and they're far smarter than I am in that area, but it sounds like you need to network, and that will probably be your best bet. Thank you for coming and pitching. Next up is Aiden.
Idan, very nice to meet you.
I was trying to decide which
Almost.
one to go.
Almost.
Okay. Thank you for correcting me.
So no, for sure. I mean, it's a common mistake. That's why my Starbucks name is Aiden. Just, making sure that nobody makes mistakes. And they still do at Starbucks, by the way. So I'm actually out of the ordinary here. I actually recently signed up to Venture Starters, and I really like the idea of the community. I'm not necessarily pitching my company here, although the Tombot concept is really interesting, and I might have something to contribute to, but I'll just quickly say I'm here bringing my 15 years of experience in being an entrepreneur and a business executive. So if people here are looking for help with their pitch, with the way that they want to position their startup, value proposition, go to market, I volunteer regularly on Fridays and help especially first-time founders who want to, again, craft their everything about their startup, essentially. That's the reason we initially connected, Mark. And the reason I said it was interesting, because my startup, Verbato AI, actually bridges the gap between the disparate AI solutions out there and like the sea of abundance of opportunities and the people who actually want to use it for real life situations. So I'll just quickly mention what that means. Our first use case is actually easy creation of digital humans and AI agents, which means that a user can come in and say, I want to create the clone of myself or the likeness of a certain brand or some sort of ambassador that I have, or even just an agent of sorts, and just turn it into a fully interacting virtual human that can hear, see, connect emotionally, and essentially create better attention, better engagement, etc. The reason the Tombot concept really appealed to me is that, and that's maybe I need to connect with Tom offline, but we can actually implement our technology into robots as well, which means that, albeit we mostly do humans, the dog actually might be able to interact with the human if you don't already have that type of solution to basically, again, cameras, privacy, but see, hear, and respond, and potentially even trigger different alerts, let's say, to the caregivers or anything like that. So the idea is to truly bridge the gap between the demand for AI and the ubiquity and disparity of AI solutions. And so we're that overlaying architecture in between.
Okay, well, great. Great to have you part of the community, and thank you for presenting yourself. Put your information in the chat, and hopefully we'll see you again in the future. Ken, you're up next.
Oh, hoorah, hoorah. Well, hello, everyone. I am a YouTube creator, and I'm a little bit different, but I use technology, the new generative AI technology, Midjourney, to create hundreds of works of art for my YouTube show. It's a casual interview show that I take mundane content. I take everyday people and I give them the AAA treatment. And I have produced 18 episodes and am poised to grow and grow and grow. And I am looking for patrons. I'm going to save all of the buzzwords for you all to buzz in the next presentations, but that's pretty much what I got. What you see over my shoulder here are just some examples of me and of artwork that I've created of me with the tool. And I think you'd be very impressed. I'm looking for rascals. I'm looking for interesting people to be on my show, mostly fictional tales, and have a decorated casual conversation with me. I look forward to hearing from many of you and all of you, and my information is in the chat. I'll surrender the rest of my time to the next entrepreneur up behind me.
All right, Ken, I like your presentation. You bring your energy and your radio disc jockey voice is appealing. All right, well, hopefully you'll meet some folks here that'll become part of your future content creation. Thanks, Ken. Up next is Catagon. I'm so sorry. I'm not sure.
Oh, good, Mark. It's wouldn't be the first person butchered the name, so it's all good. You know, I'm part of co-founder of knowledge.com. And maybe just anchor around the idea of we've all had the opportunity to meet somebody and there's that immediate rapport where we connect with them right away and we kind of get excited about the fact that we have this great opportunity for conversation and potentially business dealings. What I'd share with you is we've spent the better part of the last 15 months studying that, understanding that from an AI perspective, machine learning perspective. We've acquired some proprietary data sources, built out a pretty extensive data lake. And as a result of, we've got 30 different, basically psychographic models and models that understand people, what makes them tick, what motivates them, and then we apply 7 different AI algorithms. We've got a services business in sales and marketing that's generated over 7 figures in AR just in the last 45 days, leveraging this technology. We're working with some of the Fortune 10,000 companies to help them with sales and marketing. And through that conversation piece, we've really begun to understand kind of this gap in ultimately account-based marketing, which is there's a tremendous focus at the account level, but there's just lack of aptitude and attention at the contact level. What's very exciting about what we've built is actually with the 97% accuracy, we can tell somebody their Myers-Briggs without any evaluation or participation in the survey. So as a result of that, it gives us this tremendous opportunity to truly understand a cold audience and then basically pair buyer and seller for that natural rapport. It's accelerated the services business. As a result, we've done a 3x in just close rate, which has been incredible. We've got Google on the cap table. ZoomInfo is bringing the product to market with us because they recognize we fill a gap that ultimately is something that they're highly interested in. We've got an NYU and MIT data science team supporting us. We just recently acquired knowledge.com. So a lot of wonderful things going on here. Very excited about the future and more than happy to connect with anybody that'd be interested to further discuss. And just last but not least, I guess more importantly, seed around 5 million that we're working on right now.
Totally cool. I would love to meet you in person and dive deeper and understand. And thank you very much for coming. Before we move on to our next person pitching, I just want to say we've gone about an hour, and I don't know how the rest of you feel, but I think we just had an amazing hour of people pitching. You know, there was some just absolutely stunning, amazing pitches and the content of them. And the reason I say that is there's a high likelihood we're going to have just as many great, amazing pitches in this next hour. So please don't leave. Stick around because the founders we need help. They need help. Stick around. Up next is Sarah.
Thank you, Mark and Norma, for having us here. So my name is Sarah Ishak, and I am the Chief Capital Officer for Intech. Intech Bioplastics is a bioresin engineering company, and we assist our customers in achieving their sustainability goals of net zero carbon footprint, as well as net zero plastic and waste to landfills. So what this means essentially is through our manufacturing and production ecosystem, we're able to reduce toxic emissions, pollution, and waste to landfills, which is currently, of course, harming the environment. And in turn, we have a significant positive impact on the environment. So we have a vertically integrated US-based manufacturing facility here, and we hold a number of patents in the US and globally, including our Earth Plus, which is our trademark bioresin brand. We operate under a B2B business model, so our customers are multi-million-dollar companies who are being pushed via this ESG legislation right now to reduce their plastic production. And so we're helping solve that problem. We operate under, so the other thing I wanted to mention is some of our primary differentiators. Sorry about that. So we have innovative patent technologies, as well as our vertical integration is what makes us stand out from what's in the market right now. Scalable manufacturing capacity. our position within the ESG legislation landscape, meaning our product demand is largely driven by this legislation, and our ability to provide competitive pricing, and finally, our active customer base. In terms of our investment offering, we are currently doing a Reg D offering. There's a minimum $25,000 investment required, and it's for accredited investors only. So we are offering a competitive royalty return that'll be distributed from our 2% top line revenue. In addition, we will be giving investors equity, so please reach out to me if you have any interest in this company. I'd just like to mention that our founders have invested $5 million into this company, so they're all in. If you have any interest, I will go ahead and leave my information on the comments, and just feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Sarah, and welcome aboard. We're gonna have to move on though.
Sarah, would you please put your information in the chat? I'd like to connect with you, Sarah.
Of course.
There you go. Perfect. Chick, I don't know, Chicky, I'm not sure. Tell us how it's pronounced. I'm sorry. You're on mute though. You find the unmute. There you go.
Okay, it's good to be back, and it is Chicky, and I am the founder and CEO of Solutions. We're a B2B travel and event tech company. So I want you to imagine for a minute that you have just received an invitation to your favorite nephew's wedding in Tampa. You immediately add it to your Google Calendar. Of course you do. So in your former world, a week later, you remember that you likely should book your hotel for the wedding. Then you have to dig for the invitation, see where the reception's being held and what the date is. Then you go to your favorite travel site to look for a hotel. But Tampa is 144 square miles, so that doesn't really help. So you call your nephew and ask where you should stay. Of course, he has no clue. Fast forward to the present. And now with your brand new Smart Trip Pin extension from Solutions, right from your calendar, you pull up the wedding entry, and with one click, you find the available hotels nearby, you book it, you're done. Then imagine the next week, your grandmother asks you to come for a visit, but she's now living in a nursing home. You pull up her Google Contacts, which has the address, and with that same Smart Trip Pin extension, you find a hotel near the facility on the dates that you can visit her. Now imagine again that you've been invited to a Christmas concert at the Norwich Cathedral in the UK. You pull it up on Google Maps because you don't actually know where Norwich is. And with the same Smart Trip Pin extension right from Google Maps, you can now find a hotel nearby the cathedral. One click, put your date in of travel, and it's just that easy. Best news ever, you earn cash back. We donate to your charity of choice. And all these tools are powered by our patent pending flagship brand, Traveling to Give. Think Amazon Smile meets online travel. You travel, we give. We are an impact-based business, majority female-owned and led, with over 100 years experience in travel technology. We're about to raise $5.7 million to transform how travel is booked. This will get us to $500 million in gross revenues at a 30% net margin. And there's an opportunity to invest in our management-led friends and family round at favorable terms.
Well, I like 500 million with a 30% profit margin. I actually now, you might have led with that, just FYI. Because
well, you told me I needed to add that in, and so I did.
Okay, but it maybe even a little sooner, because I'm just saying investors are like, we're listening for where's the money, where's the profits, why should I get interested? So, but anyways, this was much more interesting. And anyways, I'd love to see your deck again with your updated version. Thank you very much. We're going to move on. We still have a bunch of people that want to pitch, and everybody's important. Angelina, you're up next.
Hi, I'm here with Tully Bantikane from the Beach Football League, so he will be speaking if you can put him up.
He just has to unmute and start talking.
Here I am.
Go for it.
Hello everyone. My name is Tully Bantikane. I am the founder and CEO of the Beach Football League, known as the BFL. You see it right there. We are the first of its kind. The problem that we are solving, as a former NFL player, I played 8 years in the NFL. I won 2 Super Bowls with the New England Patriots. I also played a couple years with the San Francisco 49ers. And as a player, I noticed in the off season, people go through a football depression where you don't have any football from pretty much January to August, which is what we're in right now. And so the Beach Football League is solving that problem. We are going to be the first ever beach football league that is including former NFL players, current players as either ambassadors, coaches, or ambassadors for the league. I've got over 30 plus players signed up already to do such. My good friend Tom Brady has agreed to be an ambassador for the league. We also have Rob Gronkowski, Terrell Owens, Adam Pac-Man Jones, Patrick Willis, who is going into the Hall of Fame this year, as well as Bryant Young. The list goes on and on. I only have 49 seconds, but I will say that we are in a seed round of funding. It's interesting to be in this tech convo because we are going to be integrating a lot of cool tech into our game, whether it's Gen X stats that shows the speed of the ball, the speed of the player, and different things about the dimensions, the fan interaction between watching the game versus being there in person. So there's a lot of different aspects to the game that if you go and you actually Google Beach Football League, you'll see that we're the only ones in the game. So that's my spiel. If there's any questions, I will send some more information. You can also follow me on LinkedIn at Tully Banta Kane. Here's our logo right here, the Beach Football League. I really appreciate you guys, Mark and Norm, for having me. This is my first time doing this, and it was a blast.
Yeah, come back again because this is kind of fun. And I'm just curious, is the football field the same dimensions or do you have to make it smaller to accommodate for beach?
Yeah, the sand is taxing. So our field is much smaller. It's about a 50-yard field, 50 by 48-yard field. So it gets the guys on and off the field fast.
It'd probably be fun to watch. I assume that the money's in the TV deal or in broadcasting rights somehow, but I'd love to see your deck just out of curiosity. I used to be in the sports entertainment business way back in the day. Be very curious. Anyways, thank you, Tully. We're going to have to move on. We got so many more people. I want to make sure we get everybody in. Next up is Jason, who I adore, a great guy. Jason.
Hey, Mark and Norma, first of all, I want to tell you happy anniversary for sure. And I appreciate you putting this on. I've been away for a little while. I apologize. Those that don't know me, Jason Perry, aka Old Country, and many of you know me from iCast Enterprises. But one of my latest projects is How We AI, which is going to be howweai.com. But you can find us. We just launched on YouTube as How We AI. And I promised a magazine a few weeks ago. And for those that had reached out, I apologize. It's now officially done. The AI Advantage, a guide for entrepreneurs and small business, is now available. So if you'll just refresh, either send me a private message or message me on LinkedIn, I'll make sure that I get that sent out this evening. And the next one is already just about finished. I've got to do just a little bit of editing for it, and it's Mastering AI for Startups. Myself, basically a lot of individuals, a lot of the smart business owners realize they need to discover how to implement AI. As y'all saw here tonight, there's been a lot of people talking about AI, and it's a hot topic, and a lot of people's afraid of it. So that's one of the reasons I'm doing How We AI. It's actually going to be myself and a comical little avatar that looks similar to me that will be coming on in the next few weeks, and his name's Howie. And so we're going to be bringing a little bit of fun to the AI industry and explaining the very basics all the way up to the most advanced. And so I invite you to come over and check with that. But also, most of the business owners realize they need to figure out how can they implement AI into their businesses. So I partnered with Sequoia Stellan Consultants, and we're offering a comprehensive AI readiness assessment. In the magazine, you'll see several links for that. So just reach out. We'll be more than happy to send you that information, and I'll relinquish the last few seconds, and we'll go ahead and put our information in the chat.
All right. Good to see you, Jason. Thank you so much. All right. We're going to move on. Toby, you're next.
Which one? There's
Toby.
two of us.
There's two Tobys in the audience right now. Oh my God. The odds of that.
Right.
It's not you. It's the Yeah, Toby Bosadi. I'm probably not pronouncing your last name properly.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So 76 million. Hi. That is a number that represents 25% of the population who has no dental insurance. In fact, I was one of them. I was in between jobs years ago, and I needed dental care. We all have teeth, right? And so what did I do? I literally went on Groupon, bought something, a promotion. The thing though is even after I got a permanent position, I was working in Capital One, building Eno, helping people avoid surprise credit card charges. I was still spending time calling different dentists, spending weeks, in fact, trying to get a sense of pricing for a crown I needed, spending time on online review sites like Google and ZocDoc, trying to get a sense of quality for these dentists. And so it dawned on me like, hey, I'm building a chatbot that helps people avoid surprise credit card charges. I can apply the same process to helping people avoid surprise healthcare charges, starting with dental, and automate this process for not just myself, but all the 76 million people who don't have dental insurance. So it's a big problem. About $46 billion is spent out of pocket in dentistry. And a little bit about me, I'm Toby. I am the CEO and founder of Dental Find, and we are enabling people to shop online for dental care. So specifically targeting people who don't have dental insurance or have maxed out their dental benefits or their dental insurance. And so we have already listed about 6,200 providers in the New York area. We have about 3,200 patients, and as of this month have started generating revenue. So please get in touch with me on LinkedIn if you have questions. We're looking for advisors, investors, as we just opened a pre-seed round for 1 million on a safe, and we have about 200 committed. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And by the way, the other Toby, you're just 3 away from pitching. Sorry that it's very rare to have 2 Tobys in the same night. I don't think that's ever happened that I recall at Venture Starters, but that was a great pitch. And this dental network is an important network to an underserved community. Both Norm and I have looked into this, and this is an interesting company. Please reach out. Next up is James. James Wilson, in case we have multiple James, which could easily happen.
Hi, Mark. James Wilson here at Zia Biosciences. And I will pass my time on. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Are you sure? Okay. Or we can come back to you later. All right. Harsh, you're up next.
Hello, everyone. 4 years after I was diagnosed with diabetes type 2, my blood sugars were still uncontrolled and all over the place. And I really didn't know what to do. So what does a red-blooded man like me do when facing such a problem? I run to my wife and my mother. And what they did for me were actually 4 things. They listened to me, so they understood my precise lifestyle, my day. They nudged me based on my symptoms of diabetes. They nudged me on my terms, and they spoke to me in language that I could understand. Guess what? In about 12 months, my blood sugars were back to normal. I had lost weight. Even my endocrinologist was, "What did you do?" And then after that, I searched for an app. I searched for an app that would help me to do that, and I didn't find one. So guess what? I'm a data scientist. I decided to build one. I pulled in my friend Jean Moroni. She's from MIT. She works with human behavior architecture. I pulled in Aaron Turner. He's from the Department of Defense, works on artificial intelligence for the last 35 years. And we build a system that fundamentally tries to automate the best parts of human engagement to provide motivation. So what does that make us? So that makes us accountability partners that use behavior science and artificial intelligence to provide nudges and motivation that help you manage your blood sugar every day. We have helped about 500 people so far. We have 100 customers. It's a $14 billion market. We are already making revenue, and all the 4 factors that my mom and my wife helped up me, I have actually been translated to artificial intelligence engines in our software. We are looking for a seed round of $250,000 and some business and growth advisors as well. Thank you.
Okay, it sounds really interesting. I'd love to learn more or play around with your app at some point. Very cool.
Please put your information in the chat.
Yeah, you
I'll
have
do
some
that. I'll do
interest
that.
You have a
for
great
sure.
idea.
Yeah,
I'll
we'd
do
like
that.
to learn more. Okay, now Toby Aziz. Sorry
That'd
about
be
the
great.
confusion earlier. Go ahead. You're up next.
No problem. I and my team of marketers, operators, engineers, and physicians have built this nasal cleaning device. It's a personal hygiene consumer device that is directly targeted and in competition with products like the Navage and the Neti Pot. So the process of our device, you actually fill up that water tank on the bottom. You can see it right here on one side of the tank with a saline solution. You hold down the power button and you place the cotton tip in your nose, and it oscillates similar to an Oral-B toothbrush, and cleans out your nasal passageways. It doesn't do a full irrigation like Navage, so it's a lot less invasive and it's a lot more comfortable and portable, so you can take it with you and use it on a more daily basis. We have a subscription model with the tips and saline to have a recurring revenue stream with our customers. We're launching in September. We have over 1,000 people on our wait list. Primarily due to having Dr. Rubin, who's an allergist on our team. He has about 1.5 million social media followers between Instagram and TikTok. Because of the attention that we've garnered so far, we've attracted top talent, and that includes a former vice president of operations at Quip, which is a billion-dollar dental brand, as well as one of the director of operations from Bevel, Walker and Company, that has the men's grooming consumer products. He is looking to start working with us next week as a CEO that we're hiring. So as of right now, Dr. Aziz is the CEO, but we're bringing on an experienced CEO that's been in this industry, that has launched products in Target and other major retailers onto the team. To give a little bit of a reference as far as how big this market size is, directly to, the SOM or SOM is about a $18 billion market. Navage itself sells $4 million worth of product every month on Amazon alone, and has since sold the company to a private equity firm for $200 million last year. We're looking to sell about 50,000 units next year, which will be around $4.2 million.
The thing that just struck me was that you brought in a CEO. I just want to say that I'm usually more attracted to startup companies where the founding team recognizes that they might need to bring somebody else in to be the CEO who's already done it before. Because as investors, we don't always want to pay for the learning curve of new people who are just learning to go through that process. And I encourage many of you who are especially inventors to consider also making sure that if you haven't already had an exit and scaled up a company before, maybe you bring on a COO or you bring on even a CEO to help you out. It actually makes a huge difference, and it makes you more investable. A lot of investors don't like to invest in inventors directly because we've lost so much money doing that over the years. It's just sort of one of those things where after you've lost money a few times, you start to not get interested again. And I can tell you that my investor friends feel similar because we've all had this experience before. So reason I'm pointing that out was I think that was a great example of a smart company recognizing that team is everything, execution is everything, and picking up somebody like a CEO to add. So I'm very impressed, Toby, with where you're going. Your product does sound interesting, and I'm interested. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Toby.
Thank you.
We're going to move on. Friend of the entire community, David Culver, is next.
Hello, Mark and Norma. Thanks so much. You guys do a wonderful job at this. Normally, I'm here for Propellant Ventures or other investor side things. Today, I'm going to be, we have two brand new companies that are coming into Venture Shot, our strategic growth program. And so I'll tell you about those real quick. Start the clock anytime, Mark. We've got two companies. One is a robotics drone company that has already been functioning for years, already has revenue, has already raised capital. It's part of a $22.4 billion TAM. And we are going to be rapidly, basically flying around a bunch of smart computers in a drone format. And we've already have customers like the city of Chicago, and Kennesaw State University, which is down here in Georgia, and a whole bunch of other great companies. We're also introducing them directly, as VentureShot is introducing them directly to a after-school STEM program that is already in 500 elementary schools, K through 12 schools. And so please reach out to me if you're interested in drones, basically kind of the future of transportation and things like that. Also, we are an advanced AI sports tech athletics company, and that company is basically got 150 athletes already part of it. It's already raised $680,000. It's raising $2.4 million. P.S. Our drone company was raising $2 million, but I didn't say that. But our advanced AI sports tech company is already got 150 athletes. We've already raised around. It's going to be raising $2.4 million. It's an $18 billion TAM, total addressable market. And it uses mobile phones to track high performance athletes, and you can compare it to your athletes for your coach, if you're a coach or a team or even an individual athlete. So you can find out how to actually do the best and perform the best. So basically, just again, reach out to me. They'll probably come on here at some point into Venture Starters, because I want them to actually come in and present the whole thing. But I just want to get them out because they're both joining this week for the VentureShot Strategic Growth Program. Thanks so much. You can have the time back.
All right, David. I'm a fan of you, and anybody who works with you is lucky to have you. Up next is Jordan.
Hello, Mr. Mark, and hello, Miss Norma. Congratulations. Happy 20-year anniversary. I hope I'll be here on your 20th. I'm Joel Wabe. I'm an investor. I'm presenting a venture company we're interested in. It's called Ecvista. Ecvista is a cable management and valuation company, competitor to Carta, but we don't really compete with them. It's a B2B SaaS and add-on services company targeting VCs, startups, small, medium businesses, private equity, what have you. They are playing in a market where 60 to 70% of the market is still unoccupied by anybody like Carta, ourselves, or others. It's a $10 billion TAM. Presently, the product is in the market. They have 16,000 users. They are post-revenue, targeting 1.3 million this year and 2 to 3 million in the next 2 years. Raising $4 million, 3.2 closed, $800,000 open. We got the right team, the right credentials, the right certification, the right cost models, the right utility, and certainly the right user experience. We're looking for investors to join us, either as investors or as users of our platform. That is our pitch. I welcome you to contact me, and thank you for the time.
Did your fund invest in them at some point? Is that okay? So you're just trying to make sure that your investment ends up being a good one.
I'm not trying, I'm doing.
You're doing. Well, actually, that's what it sometimes takes. Honestly, sometimes the investors do have to get involved.
Pleasure to meet you guys. And
Yeah,
congratulations.
nice to meet you, Jordan. And anyways, welcome. And that was an interesting pitch. Looking forward to learning more. Thank you very much for coming. Callie, you're up next. But you got to turn on your camera if you want. Otherwise, we're going to move on. And James Wilson, we're going to swing you back in a second because you get you back in the queue here. Okay, Callie,
sorry.
say hi.
Hi. Okay, so I heard a lot of really good pitches. I just wanted to give some advice after saying happy anniversary. Thank you for taking time off. It gave me some more time with my kids on a Wednesday night, so it made me happy. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I've had a really great time talking to some of the women recently, especially after the last ladies' night that you hosted, Norma. I spoke with 2 different women in the OBGYN space on innovation. And I think that that's really interesting. So I just want to remind everyone that, yes, tonight you came and you talked about your tech, but if it's got something to do with med tech, that's a really hot industry. And it's really easy to get attention in different ways. And I also think that I don't remember the specific brand, but there was a woman that was doing biodegradable female hygiene products, and she came on from India. And then I spoke with her outside of Venture Starters, and I thought that was really interesting. So the lady from, I think, the UK, is that where she was from? She said it was like after midnight there. I'm glad she was here. I hope she recorded the rest of this or gets to watch. But that's really interesting. My other suggestion is a lot of you are talking about needing more tech or more support, computer science professionals, AI, things like that. There are 4 things I tell people all the time. 1, you can get free support if you meet the right incubator and accelerator people at the colleges and universities in your community. It's in your backyard. If you're in Cleveland, you get to live near Case Western and Cleveland Clinic. So you have no excuse in the med tech space. End of story. The secondary side is that you could be in the middle of nowhere. I've talked about Dr. David at University of Iowa or Iowa State, excuse me, randomly on this chat before. You need to meet the computer science chair or the program directors of your local computer science program. So that would be number 2. That person would be able to give you the student that's like the superstar that wants to learn the newest technology that's going to help you get way far and beyond where you're at in your own conceptualization. Like, I had no idea what Ethereum was 5 years ago, the idea of Web3, all of this stuff, they're way ahead of us. And then my third thing is your friends and family should be telling you what looks bad when you're talking about it. You need to practice this way more. You can't just be talking to us. You need to be talking in the mirror if it's necessary, if you don't have someone to talk to every day because it's still COVID in your world, or you don't have the ability to talk to someone. This is like super important. And then the 4th is you need to be not just on Venture Starters, you need to meet people in person. You need to have physical meetings. You need to leave the house. And then you'll hear even more from other people about the things that you need to fix. Those are my thoughts.
Callie, thank you very much. You actually one of the reasons why we shifted before even Norma got very active into doing Women Founders Nights. And so the community is really better for it that we have made women a priority.
I'll put my info in the chat. I have an equity marketing agency. I really like to help women and now in this med tech space because I think that the devices and the products are really important. So I'm here. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great weekend. Almost midweek. It's only Wednesday. Oh.
Mark and Norma, I have a request.
Yes.
Quick.
A special event during your own anniversary. Next time you have an anniversary, let's have a special event for you so we can wish you really a happy anniversary.
Well, that's very nice of you to say, Jordan. We spend a lot of time doing these Venture Starters events, so every once in a while, a week off is kind of actually a recharge for us. But thank you for the idea. And thanks, Callie, for being part of the community from really the very beginning. Maria, you're up next.
Hello, everyone. So lovely to meet everyone. My name is Dr. Maria Uloko. I am a board-certified urologist that specializes in comprehensive sexual health, which means that I take care of the medical and surgical management and surgical management of sexual dysfunction. And I am also the CEO and founder of Vulva AI. So what if I told you that every person's penis in this room, as they age, was going to become shriveled up, painful, red, raw, and inflamed, constantly having symptoms of a UTI or actually having a UTI. And every time you went to the doctor, they said, yep, here's another infection and just gave you antibiotics. But no one actually told you what was going on and why it was happening. And you kept getting symptoms. Well, that is what happens to women. That doesn't happen to men, but that is what happens to women. There are actually physiologic changes that happen to the woman's body that predisposes them to recurrent UTIs, chronic pelvic pain, recurrent vaginal infections, painful bladder syndrome. And unfortunately, there are only 7 of me in the world able to provide this care that I am able to do as a chronic pain specialist, as a UTI specialist. I am also an international award-winning researcher, and I defined how many nerves are in the human clitoris, and I'm actually mapping out the rest of the vulva. My research focuses on vulvar health and urinary health and how these two interplay. And we create, and based off of this, I created Vulva AI because I saw the need. 3 billion vulvas in the world, and only 300 doctors worldwide that we have trained to be able to deliver this care. What I created with Vulva AI is scaling my diagnostic approach to the rest of the world. We are B2B SaaS direct to hospital systems, insurance, and also B2B2C femtech companies. Many of these people want diagnosis, they want treatment. With Vulva AI, we reduce diagnostic time, we improve treatment outcomes, we improve antibiotic stewardship and enhance patient care and streamline specialist referrals.
Is
And
it
we are raising a
is it more than just an app, or is it just an app? I'm trying to understand how you're
yeah,
bringing
yeah. So it's a B2B integration that we're going to integrate with things like Epic, or you can also utilize an app, because we want it ultimately to close the gap of care between the patient and the provider. Most doctors don't know how to do vulvar health, including your gynecologist. I teach the gynecologist how to do this. I'm currently lecturing at USC, teaching them this work. I'm only one person. There's 7 of us trying to change the world. That's not feasible to do all of the world. So I created Vulva AI, which simulates a vulvar specialist just right in your pocket. So now the doctors, when these patients are coming into the emergency room, to the gynecologist, to their primary care provider, and it's their 10th UTI, they can now utilize Vulva AI, utilize all of our diagnostic acumen and our treatment algorithm to actually help people get the right diagnosis, and then they'll get the right treatment.
I'm fascinated by it. I'd like to see your pitch deck. Please come back on June 12th to pitch at our life science event, where we're going to have a better community of investors for what you're doing. Always like to see smart women at our events. Norma?
Marie, can we connect? Can we connect on
Yes.
Wednesday? I would like to know about what you're doing. It sounds fascinating.
Does sound fascinating.
Yeah, thank
Very
you.
interesting.
Thank you for
Yeah.
coming and sharing with us.
Yeah.
Thank you for all for having me.
A great job of getting all the men's attention real
You
quick.
did. That was a great opener. Fantastic
Thank you.
opener. Yeah.
Thank you.
Totally.
I've been pitching it, and I'm at the LA plug-in accelerator right now, and I was like, I think this is it, and everyone's like, I don't know, it might be a little too inflammatory, but I think
you're smart.
I think it resonates.
It works. It's great to see smart women here. Okay, we're gonna move on. Michael, you're up next.
Yes. Hello. I'm Michael, and at Laughter Games, our mission is to support and empower developers by providing expert advisory services and innovative digital events. This includes both gaming developers as well as pretty much any brand that wants to engage more people. We are using cutting-edge technologies, including AI, but making them more human-centric and helping provide cheaper and easier creation of products, whether that be a full-on game or something like an event that helps a brand better engage with their customers. We're also working on building a community of like-minded individuals, because there have been 30,000 layoffs in the video game industry over the past 3 years. And so we're leading the charge in reshaping the game space and bringing gaming outside just games and helping other people engage their audiences. Can contact me on LinkedIn, and we also are actively seeking a lead investor. We have a accelerator interested in us, but they have said if we can find a lead with gaming experience, game development experience, that is, it will expedite our process of getting into the accelerator.
Okay, first of all, anybody in the audience that's in the gaming industry, you need to at least meet Michael. Michael's a leading voice representing sort of the gaming industry in our community. Please get to know him. Important person in our community. Marilyn, good to see you. You're up next.
Hi, I'm back. I was away pitching, but okay. Thank you for having me. Amazing opportunity, and happy anniversary to you and Norma.
Thank you.
So I'm Marilyn Bruno, CEO of Acor. Did you know that the ocean holds the secret to solving water contamination problems? Our founder discovered natural chemicals in the ocean that uniquely prevent the blocking of the formation of biofilm, that slime that causes fouling, corrosion, contamination, and clogged filters and pipes. Our proprietary formulations are EPA approved and market ready at commercial quantities. They can replace $44 billion worth of toxic chemicals used today that are actually being banned because they're so dangerous. NASA was our first customer. We eliminated the biofilm problem in the water reuse recycling system used on board manned spacecraft. And back on Earth, we're working with the Department of Defense to eliminate PFAS chemicals, those deadly chemicals from our water supply at one of the 700 military bases with this problem, and also with the Department of Energy on biofuel production. So we're busy in the bioeconomy, raising a $2 million seed round in safe notes or convertible debentures, or equity for that matter, to hire the team to get the logistics in place to service the very large orders that we're receiving, like 20 tons of our product every 6 months. Even the data centers are interested in our product to lower the cost of cooling the heating, the data center heat ups, whatever. So can you help? I would like to work with you guys and everyone else that's listening who is interested in solving the water treatment problem.
Maryland's Chief Technology Officer is brilliant, and there is something to this that if you care about climate and water, you absolutely should be talking to Marilyn. Meet Marilyn in the chat. I highly, highly recommend it. And thank you for
much.
coming and pitching. We're going to
Yeah,
move on.
hope to see you at Bio next week.
Oh, I didn't know you were going to be there. Please, let's definitely schedule time. That's fantastic.
San Diego's our hometown.
Oh,
So
beautiful. We look forward to spending face-to-face
We'll
time
see
with
you
you.
there, Marilyn.
We'll see you there. Okay, I'm going to move on because I want to get through everybody. We're down to like 14 minutes or 13 minutes left before we're going to close out the show. Vincent, you are next. You got to turn on your camera if you want to pitch us.
Yeah, how's it going? Hi, my name's Vincent. I'm ill prepared for this. Mark, you asked me a month ago to email you. I'm about to launch my company. I'm a international business development solutions provider. Basically, for the past 6 years, I've been doing R&D on the SaaS that pretty much everyone who's spoken could utilize some means in some way. Especially, Mark, I want to talk to you about Diverto. If you're able to, like, GIS, I know very well, but if you have that capability and you want to solve forest fires, especially with the gentleman who mentioned drones earlier, let's solve that problem, because we can also get just $1 million for it, just from, I forget who offers that package. But I can grow any business anywhere in the world. So I know it sounds lofty, but it's really easy. If you have a spreadsheet, I can do data science or apply AI and make it grow. But this isn't about my company. I have a platform. I have an event. I need just the right amount of funding for it, just so I can make it known. And then with that comes 400,000 business owners that I don't want to release the other company, but if I make this event go well, which is 2 events, it's a startup convention and a investor summit in one. And I very much want to do what you're doing, Mark, but I want to give a day to do it. And I want to beat it into them nicely, obviously, but just get them ready. And then they pitch in front of investors, which last month alone, we had 50% attendance, which were all investors, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so I still have a sec. Long story short, the way we pitch is wrong. Like, I can make your pitch decks look amazing. I can get you ready to do it. Not only that, but I can get investors immersed in what they're going to be investing by the time they're ready to invest. So there won't be any buffer. Like, the people who don't want to be there will leave by the time they're there. So I'll be serving everyone just right. Thanks. This is with the audacity.
Stay in touch with me. I'm still not 100% sure what you do, but you always intrigue me, and I'm very curious to learn more.
Mark, just I'll send you a direct message with my number, okay?
All right. Thanks, Vincent. Actually, do it through email because I'm not actually in the chat. My assistants are, but I never have a chance to even.
Okay, so
we're just too busy putting on the event. But we're gonna.
Yeah, I can help with that too.
I know you can. You seem like one of those exceptionally gifted, smart people. I just need to try and figure out what to do with you. Anyways, thanks, Vincent. Appreciate you very much.
Thanks. Appreciate you.
Let's move on. Richard, you're next. You're on mute. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations on your anniversary and thanks for this platform. Our niche area is refrigeration and air conditioning energy efficiency improvement. Refrigerators and air conditioners have condenser coils that throw off the heat from the unit or the system. The coils get fouled. Nobody cleans them. Our initial efforts were to deploy a coil cleaning technology. That has not gotten traction. We're pivoting to a redesign of the condenser coil enclosure for all refrigeration and AC units. We have a US patent on the broad concept of migrating air pre-cleaner technology that's well embedded in the motor vehicle industry into the HVAC or cooling sector. We have a program that's going to kick off at Oak Ridge National Lab later this year to test the concept, generate data, since we're basically combining mature technologies from the refrigeration and air conditioning sector and the motor vehicle sector. We're going to license the technology. I'd love to be a matchmaker. Match a refrigeration or AC company with the air pre-cleaner company that we've already identified and they're willing to go. Get them to do research, the two of them, and we'll take a license if it works. The unneeded emissions worldwide are astronomical from dirty AC and refrigeration coils. It contributes 1.3% of total global emissions, and nobody's doing anything about it. The sole focus is on refrigerant replacement. That's the inside the coils solution. We have the outside the coils solution, we think. Thank you.
Richard, the Oak Ridge Lab part of this is so important, especially if you're going to be doing the licensing. So congratulations on even getting into the lab. That data will be somewhat make or break is my guess. But I hope for your sake that the test results come back very good. We're going to move on. We just have a few more people. Thanks, Richard. Bolanley, I'm so sorry about the mispronunciation, I'm sure. You have to turn on your camera if you'd like to pitch us. And you'll need to unmute. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Bolanle Olowu. I'm the founder and CEO of Hungry Helper. We're a startup food tech company aimed at feeding people. So I'm not here to pitch for funding or investments yet. What I'm here to pitch for is subscribers, because we need to have a survey to know what exactly people would like to eat. So how are we valuable to you as a potential subscriber? So our subscription fee is just $10 a month, and for that we provide you with a $50 to $100 worth of food once a month. But our first 50 subscribers, we're going to give them the first 2 months free. That's because those are the people that those are the first batch of people we're going to conduct our surveys on and figure, so they get the first 2 months free. Also, if you have experience, if you're a tech professional, we would like to have you, we're looking for a co-founder who has, experience in tech, because I have experience in business, not tech. So that would be a great addition to us. So if you're a tech professional and want to be a co-founder, I'll, put my LinkedIn in there and you can email me or, message me, and that's it.
I think it makes sense that you find your co-founder before you go for your investors, so you look more investable.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you're on the right path, and you actually knew that to come here and ask for co-founders. If there's anybody in the room that would like to be a partner in this, please reach out. We're gonna move on. Thank you so much. We've got, it looks like 3 more. We'll see if we can get to the very end here. Jeff Allen, you are next.
Hi, everyone. I am the CEO of a company named FlickForge. You see it here. I have been a CEO before, a startup investor, startup CEO. I've exited out of 25 startups and generated about 5 billion in valuation. So I'm an ex-Silicon Valley venture capitalist. I know how to do this, and I'm doing it again. We're targeting the $500 billion creator space, and we're creating a business and monetization platform for everything you see going on in generative AI. So we're solving a really big problem that you see in this space where there's a lot of litigation happening by celebrities, users, and brands, thinking that the big platforms are stealing their user likeness. So we are creating a platform where you can register your ownership of all your works, and then you can then determine who you want to actually be trained on, in this AI space, and then get paid on when your likeness is being used. So you can think our implementation here is going to be more like a TikTok for images and videos, except that they're generated using AI technologies. And so we're going to make sure that your data sets, are properly monetized and consented. We have a patent pending for this. We're creating our own private OpenAI platform to manage this, make sure it doesn't get out. We also have the CTO of Microsoft, the CTO of Univision, among others, friends of mine, because I've done a lot of deals in this space for this purpose. We are now raising a $400,000 round, and then quickly go to about $1 million full seed round. I already have some Series A funds lined up. As soon as we start generating revenue, they definitely want to take a look. These are more the big funds, or more like a 10 or maybe even $20 million Series A. Hope that helps. Send me your comments.
Well, I can tell you my comment is you started off great, because all you had to do is tell us your background and some successes and drop some big numbers, and then we wake up and want to listen. So you're a pro. It was great to watch you pitch. And hopefully we'll see more of you, Jeff. Thank you. I'm sorry that you're at the very end of our program. Next time, hopefully we can get you in earlier before people start to drift off. Next up is Andrew Rivera. And you're gonna have to turn on your camera, Andrew, if you want to be a participant. We are a visual event, and cameras have to be on. All right, we see you now.
Okay.
A little fuzzy, but we see.
We cleared up a little bit. So the company is called Seedly. It's a AI voice assistant that you could put inside of like a phone call. So I could just I just play it.
Hello, you've reached Seedly Pizzeria. What can I get started for you?
Hi, could I place an order for a medium sausage pizza?
Certainly. Will that be pickup or delivery?
How about pickup?
Great choice. Our medium sausage pizza is a fantastic option. Is there anything else you'd like to add to your order?
Do you have any like sides? Do you have any sides that you offer?
Yes, we do offer a delicious side option of breadsticks. They are freshly baked breadsticks, brushed with garlic butter and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese, served with a side of marinara sauce for dipping. Would you like to add a side of breadsticks to your order?
Sure, I'll do that.
Perfect. Adding a side of breadsticks to your order sounds delicious.
I'm just gonna hang up the phone now because I know it's only 2 minutes. But,
okay. Wow.
Yeah. So it works great for like customer service. Like staffing if you're reaching out to like candidates and you want to do that first initial phone call. It also like healthcare too. Like it's like a lot of healthcare companies with like inbound phone calls. So this can just kind of like automate that solution for them.
Do you have customers?
Right now I've got a robotics company that I just spoke with yesterday. They want to kind of get into it mid-June, and they want to set it up for like it's like a farming robotics company, and they want to have it set up for their workers to just like it's like farming inquiries, so they can call, they could speak to an assistant, and they could get all the information they need to know about their jobs.
How do we see more about this?
The website is called seedly.net. And if you actually want to try out the assistant too, I can send you that phone number and you could actually speak to it yourself and you can place an order for pizza.
Well, I definitely am interested. I would like to learn more about it. Without a doubt, I can envision possibilities with that technology. You'll probably have competition because but it seems so intuitive that this is where we're heading. But am curious to see what you've got and how you're pricing it and what you're doing. So if you have any information, you can send to mark@venturestarters.com. I'd appreciate learning. And maybe Jason wants to know about it too. I'm not sure, but that's my guess.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask real quick, is this your development, Andrew? Is this your tech?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, yeah, we'd like to learn more about you. A fascinating way to end the evening. We're at 6:01. I want to thank everybody who came out to Technology Night. We had some of the best people pitching. What an amazing number of quality, smart people that came and pitched us tonight. I'd like you all to open up your mics just for a brief moment and basically shower those founders that pitched tonight who are still in the room with praise and our thanks.
Good job all around.
Great
job.
Awesome.
Good job, everyone.
Good work. Good work.
Best one so far. Great job, presenters.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Also,
Happy
Andrew,
anniversary.
Andrew didn't share his LinkedIn, and there's a lot of Andrew Rivera's on LinkedIn. So if you could drop that in real quick.
Yeah, if you can drop that in, and if anybody's interested in getting a copy of the chat, there's 3 dots somewhere related to it, and you can click on save the chat, and if it's to your computer, if you're on your computer, it'll save to your computer. Thank
And
you.
if you can't
everybody.
save it, email me. I'll send it to you.
Perfect. Thank you, Dr. Robin.
We'll give it to you. It's a lot of good information in the chat tonight. Please save it.
It was a great night. Thank you all. We'll see you in 2 weeks. I hope you'll all come back. Have a great next 2 weeks. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
And if you're going to be in San Diego at the Bio International, look Mark
Let
and
us know. Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, Mark. Bye, Noel.